A first step would be to turn off your smartphone when seeking flow. Oh my goodness, guys. Hello, welcome back to Phone Addicts Anonymous. My name is Tristan Piers, and today we are going to learn how to eliminate the distractions caused by our phones. Now, I don't know how you feel about this, but the last time that I checked, I was in charge of my phone and it wasn't the other way around. You may be thinking, well, duh, of course I'm in charge of my phone. But are you really? I mean, this thing right here has every trick up its sleeve to try to make you do things that you didn't intend on doing in the first place. Be that through lock screen notifications, vibrations, sounds, you name it, and this phone probably has a way to get your attention with it. That is, if you allow it to. Now, there are countless ways to play around with your phone settings to avoid this very problem. So today I wanted to share with you some of the methods and things that I am doing with my phone to keep my phone usage as intentional as possible. With that being said, let's get right into all the methods that I use to eliminate the distractions from my phone. Okay, picture it. This thing right here is a Karen. And what are you? Well, you're the manager. And Karen wants to speak to you, like right now. Karen doesn't care if you're not available. So what is Karen gonna do? Well, her first choice is lighting up your lock screen with notifications. She may also yell a little bit, and maybe if that is a silenced Karen, she'll just shake until this little phone slides across the table. However, there's a way to silence this little Karen from wanting to speak to you when you're not available. And that is honestly playing with your notification settings to find out what works for you. Okay, let's open her up and see what we have going on. Now, you will notice there's a lovely notification style called off. And that means that I'm not gonna know that I have a notification until I open up the app to see myself. But I mean, with some of these, they're definitely still on. Let's say, for example, let's open up Instagram. As you can see, I don't have notifications on, but I'll show you all the different ways little Miss Karen's trying to get your attention. Let's start with lock screen notifications. This one's my least favorite because if I want to go check the time on my phone, I don't want to have to see all my notifications. So in most cases, if I don't have an addiction to the app, I'll just turn off lock screen and leave the other ones because they don't bother me as much. But then you'll see this other thing down here called badges. See, I had badges off, and what that is when you're on the home screen. Okay, I just realized I had sexy plankton as my background, and I'm like internally screaming right now. Right here, let me open up this little subfolder. I have notifications on Instagram, but it's not going to display the number of notifications that I have on my home screen. And that's ideally because when I'm opening up my phone to go do something totally different than check Instagram, I don't want to see that I have a notification because then I'm going to want to check it, even though it's not the time for me to do that. And then you can also see here, I have some subfolders. You may be thinking, Tristan, why do you have subfolders? Well, mainly the idea was to have all my apps on one screen, keep it minimal because I don't want to have to be swiping around. And I ended up categorizing them based off of what type of app they were. And that's just like another step that I have to go through to open up the app. So it keeps me from wanting to open unnecessary apps in this little subfolder. So then I don't end up going on Instagram and Twitter for like 5 hours. So another thing that I do to eliminate my phone distraction, I just threw my phone on the couch, is putting it out of my line of sight. So I'm sure everyone knows. See, I just got a notification and my screen lit up and I looked over at it. Actually, perfect timing. The reason why it's so important to have it out of your line of sight is for the very reason that I just experienced. My peripheral saw the screen light up, so I stopped what I was doing to look at it. That completely distracts me from whatever I'm working on. And sometimes when I'm trying to maintain a flow state of just getting something done, once I stop to check my phone, sometimes I can't get back into the groove. If anyone's ever tried to type essays before or write a short story or anything like that, the moment you stop sometimes it's almost impossible to get back into it without having to start reading what you've already written and then trying to start over from the beginning, basically. Now you may be thinking, okay Tristan, that's really excessive. You're really gonna turn off all notifications on your phone? Well, I honestly think it just depends on what type of person that you are. Because to me, it's not excessive at all. My time is very precious to me and I can't stop what I'm doing every 5 minutes to check my phone, because then there would be no way I could accomplish my goal of world domination. And personally, I think it's also a matter of how much you value your own time. As I've said, it's ultimately up to you how you create this boundary with your phone. To word all of this more simply, I'm mainly just trying to get myself into a flow state and stay focused for as long as possible. Because once I stop myself, sometimes I can't get back into the groove. Okay, so I've talked about the flow state a lot in this video. So what is the flow state? Allow me to demonstrate. So according to Okay, let's use the computer to sound this out. Okay, one more time. So that guy, he says, flow is a state in which people are so involved in the activity that nothing else seems to matter. The experience is so enjoyable that people will continue to do it even at great cost for sheer sake of doing it. Now they also have a lovely little section in this article that I'm gonna put the link for down below because I want you to look into this if you're interested. They literally say it's important to note that one can't experience flow if distractions disrupt the experience. Thus, to experience the state, one has to stay away from the attention robbers common in modern, fast-paced life. Could that be your phone? A first step would be to turn off your smartphone when seeking flow. Oh my goodness, guys. Who would have thought that our phones are the problem? So, I mean, ultimately, what you are doing to stay as focused as possible and keep yourself from being distracted by your phone is totally up to you. You know, we are suddenly coming into a time where people are being very transparent about phone addiction, and there are so many ways that you can just help limit yourself and stay focused on living in the moment and doing things that you really need to be doing. And if you choose to do anything about it or not, it's totally up to you. I'm just hoping that the insight that I shared with you will maybe help you if you decide to start creating a better boundary with your phone so you can start working on maybe a project that you've been putting off and procrastinating for a really long time. And as always, I want to hear from you. So what I want to know is, what is one thing that you started doing to stay more focused, and why has it been so helpful to you? Let me know down below, and I will see you down there. Goodbye.